What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and let's talk about federal level stimulus checks to everybody in the nation, stimulus packages, and the inflation that we're currently experiencing, what we can expect to see coming here very shortly. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, I posed this question on my community page with a poll just a little while ago. Let me know your thoughts right now. Do we need a fourth federal level stimulus check to go out to everybody? And that's just it. Don't send anything else. No more additional spending, just checks to go directly to people's pockets to help them out with this high record 40-year high inflation. Let me know your thoughts. Would that be good? Or do we need a stimulus package, a new package to send provisions to meet all those unfulfilled promises, wiping out the student loan debt if this doesn't go through, this executive action, child tax credits, stimulus checks, social security increases, free childcare, free college tuition, all of these things? Should another package to fight inflation and these high prices be done? Or should we not do any of that at all, because providing more spending and new stimulus could cause inflation to get even worse and spiral out of control? Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but what we're hearing is there's one country that just over the weekend, they passed another stimulus package. They're calling it an inflation relief package that they're going to be sending out. And they're saying that this new spending is going to help fight inflation. It's going to help get them back on track. And it's going to help put money in people's pockets so that way they can afford these high prices. And hopefully they're thinking it's not going to increase their inflation even worse. Let me know your thoughts, but take a look at the headlines, and we're going to be discussing all of these provisions and what's going to be coming here. Germany announces a 65 billion euro inflation relief package amid energy crisis. Inflation in Germany could hit a 70-year high of 10% amid Russia's natural gas squeeze, the German central bank chief says, and the country is dealing with an energy crisis as Russian natural gas supplies slow down. So they're having a lot of issues over there, and you guys, we've been dealing with that as well, but things are starting to improve a little bit regarding gas prices for the nation, but inflation itself, it's still pretty high. Let's take a look at this just today. U.S. stocks continue to fall as inflation remains, and we're hearing from the Federal Reserve. I shared with you, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said it's not going anywhere. We're going to be dealing with this for quite some time. What's coming on the horizon? He said pain is on the way for our economy. They're going to be increasing interest rates, and we're going to be seeing how things unfold here. Now, whatever unfolds, you guys, I'll be sure to keep you up to date every step of the way here on the channel. Now, I did mention that we are having a little bit of relief at the pump. Take a look, you guys, articles like this, gasoline prices, they're expected to continue to fall after Labor Day, and some states could see below $3 per gallon. So we're seeing a little bit of improvement on that front. However, we're hearing inflation. It's here. As I mentioned, the Federal Reserve said pain is on the way. We're going to be seeing what happens with our economy, and I'll keep you up to date, you guys. Now, we're hearing that with this pain coming and a recession likely on the way, if we're not already in one, that it is very likely that we would need some recession stimulus checks or inflation stimulus checks. But like I said, there's that argument that if we do this, it could even make it even worse, you guys. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think that we should do here? Now, I'm going to be diving into some of the different provisions that we mentioned, which we're hearing could be on the way here, especially as we get closer to these midterm elections, which are being promised by both sides. Democrats saying, if we stay in power, we'll get you more provisions. Pramila Jayapal saying a 2023 reconciliation bill could be in the works, and Republicans saying that if they become in charge of Congress, they're going to be pushing for child tax credits, tax rebates, and assortment of different things as well. So we will see promises unfolding as we come closer to these midterm elections. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, before we do, also wanted to mention, you guys, the relief roadmap. It is finally done. The website is done. We've been working on this for months, researching, compiling all the information. In between videos, I've been working some sleepless nights every day, putting in hours, assembling all this stuff. And it is finally done. And I've been releasing it to just small groups of you guys to test it out for me. Let me know, make sure everything works, what I could do better. And I'm going to release it out to more people today so you can have access to this. And if all goes well, this week, I'm going to be changing the URL to www.reliefroadmap.com. So it's no longer the email waiting page, but you have direct access to the website right there. So keep an eye out for that, you guys. And again, I hope that this is a blessing to you. There has been so much time and energy and money and effort that has gone into this. I pray that it is a blessing to you. I know it's going to help so many people. And like I said, even though the official package, the official list is complete, I'm going to be keeping this up to date for you guys. So that way, as more stimulus checks and more provisions and funding roll out on different levels, you can just have it all in one easy to access place. I'll notify everybody, let them know, hey, this just got updated, this just happened, so that way you can stay up to date. But so relief roadmap, that is done, you guys. Let's dive into the latest on stimulus provisions on a federal level. And before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, if you appreciate the content, don't forget, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Do not fall for the scammers here on YouTube that take my picture and tell you to message them at some number about business loans. You guys, that's not me. And also, I've got a second channel, Steve Ram Finance, where you can learn about growing wealth, personal finance, more content coming on that channel here very soon as well. But with that being said, you guys, let's look at some of these stimulus provisions and let me know your thoughts. Let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first up, you guys, let's talk about the processes by which we could see more stimulus, because some are looking a lot more likely than others. So just to give you an idea of what we can expect to see here on the horizon. Now, passing things through the traditional bipartisan support legislational process doesn't seem very likely. Now, we saw that for the first stimulus package and how everybody got that $1,200 stimulus check. Doesn't look like it's going to be very likely here. As Democrats, they hold the majority, and Republicans, they are not supporting the Democratic agenda right now. So getting 60 votes out of the 100 seats in the Senate with a 50-50 Senate right now, 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats, doesn't seem likely. Now, there also, though, is the process of reconciliation. Now, as you guys know, reconciliation is at the disposal of Congress 1 to 3 times per year, depending on the legal interpretation of the provisions that could be involved. And you guys, we've heard from Pramila Jayapal that come 2023 fiscal year, they're going to be getting ready to assemble another reconciliation bill, trying to bring back those stimulus provisions of the past. However, if that's the case, what about Senator Joe Manchin? Well, here's the thing. Right now it's 50-50, and if Senate seats shift in the favor of Democrats, let's say they get 51 seats, man, that changes the dynamic of everything. Suddenly, Senator Joe Manchin, he loses a lot of his power. Now, we will see, you guys, because that would depend on the shifting of seats, of course, in these midterm elections. And of course, if that is not a possibility either, there is executive actions. And we actually just saw President Joe Biden issue that for student loan debt forgiveness. Take a look, you guys. Student loan borrowers will have until the end of the year to apply for Biden's one-time debt cancellation. And a lot of people said, well, he can't do that for stimulus checks. Well, not necessarily. Now, you know, Congress holds the power of the purse. They have to issue new funds, but there's nothing that says the president cannot reallocate and shift around and repurpose existing funds, and it has been done before. Now, it is definitely a gray area, but we saw that with former President Donald Trump, who reallocated existing federal FEMA funds to go to the LWA program that was created to enhance and extend federal unemployment benefits. Remember that? The PEUC, the PUA, and all of those provisions, that was reallocating existing funds through executive actions by former President Donald Trump. There's a lot of people saying Biden could easily do that for stimulus checks. And as we mentioned, there's all of those excess funds just sitting there. Now, why hasn't he thought of that? Well, maybe he has. A lot of people are speculating they're waiting for midterm elections. We're going to be seeing what is going to be busted out here to try to sway voters to vote in the favor of Democrats. Now, we will see, you guys. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this. New bills are being introduced as we get closer to these elections. A new bill could give seniors an extra $2,400 a year. This coming from Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, saying we need to send seniors that promise of an enhancement of $200 per month for those on fixed incomes, and extending the solvency for another 75 years, making sure that this is available to people so that way they can get this. Now, also, child tax credits, which actually has bipartisan support, and there's bills that have been introduced by Mitt Romney as well. The expanded child tax credit kept 4 million out of poverty Can it come back? Now, we will see, but this one is definitely looking like a possibility because Democrats are pushing for this and Republicans, and we're getting promises from both sides that this could be on the way. Now, the biggest promise, of course, is that $2,000 federal level stimulus check, a fourth one going out to everybody in the nation. Now, that would be huge because we're hearing 80% of the population says, yeah, I would like another $2,000 stimulus check. And we heard it was the #1 provision to help fight poverty out of everything across all the stimulus packages. Now, if he were to pass that, we've heard that just the mention of these helps out with the approval rating. Could you imagine if with the student loan debt, we saw that cancellation, his approval started to increase. If he did stimulus checks or any of these other provisions, the approval would increase significantly, probably go through the roof if Biden just suddenly announced stimulus checks, child tax credits, Social Security. Now, we will see if that's a strategy. Right now, there is definitely a shift in the messaging that we've been seeing in the previous speeches. If you missed my last videos, check them out as he's beginning to polarize the audience, putting himself against former President Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. And we will see if now he also puts alongside himself stimulus checks, stimulus provisions, and all of these other items. If he does, will it be enough to sway enough people over to his side and convince them to keep Democrats in power in these midterm elections? We will see, you guys, but this is some of the things that we're hearing could be on the way here. A lot of the strategies taking place, and as you guys know, a lot of people are hurting. They need help. That is the main thing. But for the politicians in Congress, it's all about midterm elections. So we will see if it works out in the favor of those that need help, you guys. But that is where things currently stand. And like I said, I'll keep you up to date every step of the way on federal level and on every level, so that way you don't miss out on anything. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I'll keep you up to date on everything as it unfolds. Germany's got a new stimulus inflation relief package. We will see if the United States comes out with more. We're hearing about reconciliation bills on the way. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Totally free to come join. I'll let you know everything that's going on. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance. More content coming on there to help you out with growing wealth and personal finance. And also, like I said, the relief roadmap, the comprehensive list of all checks on every level coming your way here very soon. You guys, some people are going to be testing it out today as well. Keep an eye out on your emails. Chances are, if you're watching this, I already released it to another maybe 1,000 people to test it out to make sure all's good. And then I'll be opening up to everybody here very soon. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.